And so we end up on the third and final subject in what I like to call the Is Blank That Bad trilogy. In the first two episodes, we covered tunneling and slugging, and today we're going to be covering camping. And as of right now, I don't know which killer I'm going to put on the. No, actually, no, I do. It's going to be Wraith. Wraith's going to be on the thumbnail. Anyway, camping in Dead by Daylight is an interesting discussion, in my opinion, because, well, much like slugging and tunneling, there are vastly amount of different ways for a killer to camp, and only like one of them are not really bad. That's not the word I want to use. Not bad. Only one of them I think are even worth complaining about. So, camping, if you don't know, is hooking a survivor and then staying within the proximity of that hook to be able to either catch the unhooker or scare survivors away from the hook so that the person on the hook dies without ever being rescued. Camping can be a viable strategy like maybe once a match. True camping, true actual camping, like you have no reason to be at that hook, is very, very rare, especially since they introduced the anti-face camp mechanic. If you don't know what that is, whenever the killer is within 16 meters of the survivor, 16 meters of the hook survivor, a little bar starts to fill up. When that bar hits the end, the survivor can yeet themselves off the hook, and they can do this either in the first or second stages. Now, the range on it is 16 meters because it is the anti-face camp mechanic. This is something that a lot of survivors don't seem to get when they complain that the range is quote unquote too short. Oh, so it's such a good anti-camping mechanic when the killer could just still stand with it. Right. Because it's an anti-face camp mechanic. The reason that it was implemented is because it was far too easy for killers like Bubba and Hillbilly and Eerie Head Hatchet, Huntress, and Pinky Finger Clown to just camp at the hook while waiting for the survivors to come for a rescue and then getting a free kill. And much like getting hard tunneled or getting 4-man slugged at 5 gens, it's just not fun for the survivor involved. It's not fun, it's not interesting, it's very frustrating. And so Behavior ended up putting that in order to try to prevent that from happening. Now, there were a few problems, like survivors looping a killer around a hook so that the anti-hook mechanic would go off, or survivors running over and ending up on the ground in front of the hook to try to force the bar to go up, and stuff like that. So, also, multi-level floors were a bit of a problem. So there was a lot of stuff that had to be tweaked out, and for the most part, it works perfectly fine. It is kind of frustrating when, as a killer, I'm trying to let somebody unhook themselves and one of their teammates runs over, stands right next to the hook, and just stares at me instead of letting the fucking bar fill up. But that's a discussion for another day. So, is camping bad? It can be annoying. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm going to put Wraith on the thumbnail because out of every single killer I've come across, Wraith players are the ones that camp the most. They go invisible, they stand right outside the radius. As soon as you're about to go for the unhook, a bong, bong, and then they run over and hit you, and they don't really do anything. But the thing is that true to honest camping is actually kind of detrimental to the killer. Very similar to hard tunneling. You're going to lose a lot of pressure and a lot of gens because you're only focused on 1, maybe 2 survivors. Now, hard tunneling can actually work if you're good enough as killer, or if you're playing the right killer, nurse, because you can just easily get that person down faster if you know what you're doing. But with camping, there's no way to, quote-unquote, properly camp. If the survivors catch on that's what you're doing, they can choose to just gen rush the fuck out of you and leave the match. So it's not a viable strategy, so why is it done? Well, hard camping doesn't happen that often. The amount of times that I've been hard camped in playing this game for over 1,500 hours at this point is basically nothing. I think I've been hard camped and actually witnessed hard camping like, I don't know, 3 times. Even before the anti-face camp mechanic was added, it just didn't happen that often. But the thing is that camping normally only happens in the endgame, and this is where I think a lot of survivor mains Not a lot of survivor mains. A lot of salty survivor mains get really fucking annoying because I play killer. And once those exit gates are powered, if I've got somebody on the hook, I have no reason to leave that hook. The killer has no reason to leave that hook. Unless you know exactly where the other survivors are and you're able to pressure them without giving up the hook, there's no reason for me to leave. Why would I? Why would I hook somebody as Hillbilly and then chainsaw sprint across the map to an aura I see with my barbecue when I know that the other survivor is close by and ready to fucking get the unhook for free? But survivor mains, salty survivor mains rather, will get in your face, come in your Twitch chat, go to your comment section, and whine and moan and complain because you face camped at the end game. Guess what, bucko? I am the killer. I am supposed to kill you. I am supposed to confirm kills. I don't have to be nice to you. I don't have to let you go just because all 4 of you are still alive at the end game. I don't have to go out of my way and give you a free win just because all 4 of you are still alive at the end game. If I want to confirm a kill, I'm going to do my job and confirm a kill. And ever since the anti-face camping mechanic came in, honestly, there's nothing more to it. Camping is fixed. It is solved. Again, you can have somebody like the Sweaty Wraith, but there's nothing else that you can do about that. Behavior cannot increase the radius because having to fucking hook somebody and then be 30 meters away from the hook or whatever the fuck you want them to be, whatever the hell what distance you want, is ludicrous. It's actually insane. Because what if I need to fucking pass by the hook while I'm patrolling generators? Coming check on why you haven't unhooked the bastard in 45 seconds, right? I don't think camping is that bad. And I think out of the 3, tunneling, camping, and slugging, camping is the least of the problems, right? It's the least of anything that needs to be solved because I think it already has been solved. But as always, I don't make these videos just to spout my opinions at you. I make them so that you guys can tell me what you think. And a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.